Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us for our third annual scholarship brunch. To all the students out there, congratulations. It's a great time to celebrate your achievements and to engage with the donors who help make your scholarship possible. In the College of Journalism and Mass Communications, our mission is to nurture curious and creative minds to thrive in our ever-changing media and communication professions. Our inclusive do from day one experience is rooted in hard work, collaborative problem solving, and the ethical pursuit of truth to uphold democracy. We would not be able to fulfill our mission without the support and generosity of our donors. Your scholarships help ensure that our community is open to every student who seeks a degree from the University of Nebraska. This morning, you will have the opportunity to meet the student recipients of your funds. Because of you, these students are able to pursue their passions, to nurture their creativity, and to develop into future professionals in our industries. To the students out there, I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity, to connect with the donors who are able to make it here today. Ask them questions, learn about their experiences, and why they give back to the college. Many of them are alumni of our college, and all will have valuable advice for your future. Again, thank you to our donors for supporting our students. Your reach goes beyond the students you'll meet today. Your gifts help fund initiatives like the Experience Lab, our peer mentor program, study abroad opportunities, unpaid and underpaid internships, which sadly still exist, our student emergencies, and financial need. Breakfast will be served here shortly. Please just enjoy this time. We'll have about 10 minutes as breakfast is being served. Mix and mingle, enjoy breakfast, and we'll get started in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We don't mean to short-circuit the good conversations or the food, but we want to get started with our formal recognitions this morning, too. So continue to eat and enjoy each other's company. We'll have time at the conclusion of today's program for more of same. But we thank you for taking the time to attend this annual scholarship brunch. The faculty, staff, and students of the College of Journalism and Mass Communications are incredibly grateful to our donors for their financial support. We will now begin to recognize the student scholarship recipients in attendance today and their awarded scholarship funds. And students, as we call your name, please come to the front of the room, and we'll be taking a photo of you, getting you your certificate along with the donors fund if they're in attendance, and have your picture taken up here in front as well. Some students may be called to the front more than once because many of our scholarship awards have multiple funds and recipients. Once again, with student recognitions, we'll introduce donors and get to meet one of them in particular later on. We begin this morning with the Albert C. Book Advertising Scholarship. The criteria are an advertising and public relations major, a GPA of 3.1 or above, and the recipient is Addie Bickford. The donor is Glenn Frent. Please come forward. Next is the Alfred Bud Pagel Scholarship Fund, named after our longtime colleague in journalism. The criteria, a journalism major and a desire to pursue a career in news editorial. The recipient is Anthony Rubeck. Next is the Arch Rival Trend Research Fund, criteria being a CoJMC major with an interest in trend research and participation in the Yacht Ad Lab. Our recipient this morning is Ben Anderson. Next up is the Bailey Lauerman Fund for Student Opportunity. Criteria, junior in rank, advertising and public relations major, demonstrating participation in activities or organizations that promote and celebrate diversity, and demonstrating interest in pursuing a career in advertising and public relations. Our recipient this morning, Ariana Garber. Next is the Ben Kuroki Journalism Scholarship with the criteria of being a major in journalism in our college. The recipient is Hayden Hudson. The Bettina L. Baker Memorial Scholarship, criteria GPA of 3.0 or greater, advertising and public relations major. The recipient is Emma Izzo. Next up is the Burton Richard James Scholarship, criteria journalism major with a GPA of 3.0 or above. The recipients, Jalen Kroger and Danielle Smith. I was want to say accepting for, but we'll move on. The Carolyn R. Johnson Fowler Excellence Fund for Investigative Journalism and Research. Criteria: CoJMC major with an interest in investigative journalism projects related to scientific research, such as research into agriculture, water, crane migration, etc. Our recipient this morning is Marissa Lindeman. The Chipotle Mexican Grill advertising scholarship criteria include advertising and public relations as a major and academic achievement. The recipient this morning is Addie Bickford. The Deb Fidelke Fund is intended to provide support for a student to pursue an internship or study abroad opportunity outside of the state of Nebraska. Our recipient is Kylie Russell. Is Kylie with us this morning? Don't believe so. Okay, we'll move along. The Don Fox and Joan P.D. Bryant Scholarship. Criteria: junior or senior, journalism major. The recipient is Sophia Walsh. The donors are Bill, Linda, and Asa Bryant. Congratulations. Come on up. Don Fox Bryant, in case you didn't know, was the longtime Dean of Sports Information Directors across the universities in America. His name is on the press box at Memorial Stadium. Next, the Donald and Lorena Meyer Academy of Scholars. Criteria: CoJMC major with academic achievement. We have two recipients, Chloe Bogard and Iceland Sullivan. I think only one is able to be with us this morning. Come on up, Chloe. Next is the Donald T. Meyer Nebraska Broadcasters Association Scholarship. Criteria: broadcasting major from Nebraska High School with high scholastic ability. The recipients are Brady Cornelius and Claire Linders. The Dr. and Mrs. J.F. Daly Memorial Journalism Fund. Criteria include Nebraska high school graduate, pursuing a degree in journalism with a desire to work in the journalism industry. The recipient is Angelina Patavino. Next up, the Dvorak Family Scholarship. Criteria: CoJMC major with a GPA of 2.5 or above from Lancaster County or any county surrounding the city of Lincoln. The recipients are Katie Blackstock and Tommy Thorpe. The donors with us this morning, Leanne Zimmerman and Bob Dvorak. The Edgecombe Family Scholarship criteria, journalism major and a desire to pursue a career in news editorial. The recipient is Ben Drozd. The Eleanor Creative Scholarship for Excellence, criteria advertising public relations major with a GPA of 3.0 or greater. Our recipient is Ella Siegel. The Essex Scholarship Fund criteria include being a sophomore, junior, or senior in a journalism major with a GPA of 3.0 or above. The recipient is Kennedy Lawrence. Next up is the Fire Spring Fund for Excellence, the criteria freshman advertising and public relations major. The recipients Abigail Morton, Cassidy Walsh, and Marie Woodford. George Round had a storied career in media production on East Campus at the university for decades, and the George and Margaret Round Memorial Fund has a criteria of being a broadcasting major with academic achievement. The recipient is Joel Bierbauer. Legendary name in Lincoln journalism is Gilbert Savory, and the Gilbert M. Savory Sigma Delta Chi Scholarship has criteria of a journalism or broadcasting major with academic achievement and demonstrating leadership. The recipients Isabel Lewis and Jocelyn Messersmith. The Gus Benz Scholarship criteria include advertising and public relations for a major with a GPA of 3.0 or better. The recipient this morning is Danica Galvin. Danica able to be with us? Well, we'll move on to the Gwen and Dick Lindbergh Scholarship. Criteria include a journalism major, academic achievement, and a desire to pursue a career in newspapers. The recipient, Anthony Rubeck. Hazel Stebbins was a pioneer in women's broadcasting, working for years at KFOR here in Lincoln. The criteria for the Hazel L. Stebbins Memorial Scholarship include junior or senior in broadcasting major with the potential for a successful professional career. Macy Byers is our recipient. The Helen and Lewis Gertis Scholarship criteria include being a journalism major with high academic achievement. The recipient, Hayden Hauga. The J.C. Seacrest Scholarship criteria, any CoJMC major with academic achievement. Recipients include Ben Anderson, Chloe Bogard, Madeline Fox, Hayden Hudson, and Marissa Lindeman. The J. Hyde Sweet and Arthur Ringsby Sweet Memorial Journalism Scholarship. Criteria: junior and senior standing, academic achievement, the primary interest in print media. The recipient this morning is Jay Kimado. The Yacht Agency Fund. Criteria: students who are chosen to be in a leadership role for Yacht, the student-run ad agency from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. Two recipients with us this morning, Madeline Bacchus and Emma Conarchy. Next up is the Jack Fisher Scholarship with criteria of a journalism major and a desire to pursue a career in news reporting or editing. Recipients include Justin Deep and Kennedy Lawrence. Next is the Jerry and Carla Hughes Editorial Support Endowment with criteria being a journalism major. Recipients are Ruth Bailey, Morgan Johnson, Carly Peterwright, Tony McGinley, and Caleb Ernst. Next up is the Jim and Meg Lauerman Scholarship. Jim Lauerman, the longtime CEO of Bailey Lauerman here in Lincoln, and Meg Lauerman, a longtime faculty member in broadcasting in our college. Criteria: advertising, public relations, the GPA of 3.0 or better. The recipient is Caitlin Rodenbiker. Next, the Joanne K. and Michael J. Baxter Journalism Scholarship with the criteria of any CoJMC major with a GPA of 3.0 or better. The recipients are Kristen Collins and Keegan Smith. The June Bierbauer Memorial Scholarship criteria include journalism, broadcasting, or sports media and communications as the major, with a desire to pursue a career in sports journalism, and our recipient is Brady Cornelius. The King Family Scholarship criteria: journalism major and desire to pursue a career in news editorial. The recipient with us this morning is Danielle Smith. Or is Danielle? Nope, I don't believe she's here. We will move on to the Lee Foundation Lincoln Journal Star Scholarship. Criteria: advertising and public relations or journalism major. Brenna Harold is our recipient. The Lincoln Journal Star Scholarship criteria: journalism major with a potential career in journalism and upper class standing. The recipient, Jalen Kroger. Next is the Lloyd E. Peterson Scholarship. The criteria: sophomore, junior, or senior was a journalism major with a GPA of 3.0 or above, and our recipient is Felicity Neely. The Lori Sweet Memorial Fund criteria: advertising public relations major, cumulative GPA of 3.0 or above, a Nebraska high school graduate. Claire Linders is our recipient. Lyle Bremser was the dean of the Husker play-by-play guys for decades, working at KFAB in Omaha, and he has a memorial scholarship with criteria of broadcast journalism major with a 3.0 or above. The recipients are Anna von Brocklin, Marissa Lindemann, and Alyssa Stubblefield. Lynn and Dana Roper have been big fans and supporters of our college for years, specifically dealing with sports media. And the Lynn and Dana Roper Sports Media and Communications Writing Competition Scholarship has criteria that are open to all undergraduate and graduate students. The test students' ability to produce clear, concise, accurate, and compelling stories about sports. Noah Douglas is our recipient. The Mark D. Billingsley Scholarship criteria: journalism major with interest in photojournalism. Felicity Neely, recipient of that scholarship. Next is the Mary Snow Memorial Scholarship with criteria open to any CoJMC major with an interest in communications, multimedia, or sports management. Recipients Maddie Wells and Turner Whitstruck. The Max Brown Memorial Scholarship is awarded to someone with broadcasting as their major with academic achievement. The recipient is Marissa Lindemann, and our donors are happy to be with us this morning. Both Eric and Ruth Brown join us. Eric with a longtime career at KRVN in Lexington, and Ruth, a longtime faculty member in our college. Glad to have you both with us this morning. The McCaffrey Emerging Media Scholarship, awarded to someone with CoJMC as their major with a second major, minor, or concentration in computer science, informatics, or tech-related field, sophomore or above class standing, GPA of 3.25 or above, with a desire to pursue a career using tech to start a new path in media and media innovation. Faith McCullough is our recipient this morning. The Michael and Catherine Deppa Freedom of the Press Scholarship, awarded to someone who's a broadcasting major with a desire to pursue a career in broadcasting, and it's Madeline Fox is our recipient this morning. You may as well stay up here, Madeline. You're the next one as well. The Michelle Willen's Fund. The criteria: any CoJMC major who is working to fund their own education. Recipients joining us this morning: Madeline Fox and Caitlin Rodenbiker. The Mildred Storer Wilson Memorial Scholarship criteria are journalism major with academic achievement. Danielle Smith is our recipient this morning. Danielle not able to be with us. We'll move on to the End Fund. That is the College of Journalism and Mass Communication Scholarship with a criteria of being a CoJMC major with a GPA of 2.5 or greater. Recipients are Ruth Bailey and Livia Ziski, and the donors, Mario Scalara and Stacy Worth Sweeney. The Nancy Foreman Scholarship Criteria CoJMC Major recipients Susanna Castle, Ashley Dudek, and Patrick Chavis. Neil Koppel was the founding dean of the College of Journalism and Mass Communications and the director of the School of Journalism, and for years before that, Neil and his wife Olive have a scholarship named in their honor, and the CoJMC major is the criteria to be a recipient. Felicity Neely is our recipient this year. Neola Scala Journalism Scholarship recipients must be a freshman or sophomore, a journalism major from a Nebraska high school, and in the top 5% of that high school class are recipients this year Caitlin Friesick and Elizabeth Lewis. The Pamela George Ungashik Scholarship Criteria, junior or senior, journalism major, GPA of 3.5, active participation and involvement in extracurricular campus activities. Our recipient is Anna Wambacher. Next up is the Peter Mayu Scholarship. This one is special to me because he was my writing mentor as a faculty member in the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. Now long retired, but still very active in the Lincoln community. The criteria was a broadcasting major, GPA of 3.5 or above, with a desire to pursue a career in broadcasting. Turner Whitstruck is our recipient. I don't believe Turner's able to be with us this morning, but we'll congratulate him anyway. Next up is the Philip Perry Photo Challenge. This is the competition in photojournalism held every year in our college. Students get 24 hours to shoot pictures and tell a story based on how they have interpreted that theme. The top 3 students are awarded, and we have recipients Leah Bryan and Roxana Rodriguez with us this morning. Professor James Morrison taught typography and graphic design in our college for decades. He was quite the character. I had him as a student myself years ago. He has a scholarship named in his honor, the criteria being a journalism major and high academic achievement. Joel Bierbauer, a recipient this morning. Next up is the Revolution Raps Start Something Big Scholarship. Criteria junior or senior, advertising and public relations major with a demonstration of interest in advertising and public relations or graphic design. Lauren Urich and Tyler Hurst are recipients this morning. We will not wrap them. Next up, the Richard and Margaret Holman Scholarship. If you enter our building from the mall side, you will see their names on the plaza outside our building. Margaret, a longtime fundraising and public relations specialist. Criteria for this, journalism or broadcasting major. Our recipients are Ellen Pham, Micah Apel, and Ann Carlson. Fun fact, if you listen to any top 40 radio station at any time of your life, you owe a debt of gratitude to Todd Storrs from Omaha, Nebraska, who created that format right here in Nebraska a few decades ago. The Robert and Todd Storrs Memorial Broadcast Scholarship recognizes someone with a broadcasting major, freshman class standing, opportunity for renewal, and a demonstration of academic excellence. Hannah Ryan, Jackie Ruiz Rodriguez, Lola Hoffman, and Nolan Raquel are our recipients. Next is the Ruth and Carl Ohlenberger Scholarship for Journalism, criteria journalism major with a sophomore standing or above, with an expressed desire to pursue a career in areas of news. Our recipients, Jay Chiamato and Alexi Worden. Next is the Sandy and Larry Lutz Reporting Scholarship, criteria junior or senior, Nebraska high school graduate with a GPA of 3.0 or above, and a desire to pursue a career in news reporting. Our recipients are Raina Pitlick and Chase Wells, and the donor is Larry Lutz. Next is the Steves Memorial Scholarship in Journalism, criteria, junior, journalism major, and our recipient, Elise St. Clair. Next is the Susan M. Hake-Kreifel Scholarship, criteria junior or senior, Nebraska resident, GPA of 3.0 or above, the recipient Chase Wells. Next is the UNL Rural Journalism Fund, Rural Nebraska Journalism Fund. Criteria, it's an internship open to support students who participate in a journalism or broadcasting internship promoting students working 50% or more to cover issues and events in Nebraska, but outside of the metro areas of Omaha and Lincoln. Our recipient is Naomi Delkamiller. The Warnicki Family Fund, criteria, journalism major, desire to work for a weekly or smaller daily newspaper. The recipient is Sophia Walsh. The Matusik Award for Student Leadership Criteria, students who are selected to be an Experience Lab team lead for the College of Journalism and Mass Communications. There are several of them here with us this morning, including Kyler Adams, Robert Coleman, Kristen Collins, Natalie Haskin, Macy Henderson, Jack Hughes, Truman Klain, Linda Cuckoo, Mackenzie Noble, Grace Ridgely, Paige Waite, and the donors Mark and Christine Matusik. Charlene Behrens was a longtime faculty member in journalism. She served also in the roles of associate dean and was also an interim dean for a while before her retirement. She and her husband Dennis have funded the Charlene and Dennis Behrens Peer Mentor Award. Students are selected to serve as peer mentors for our incoming freshmen in JOMC and serve as part of the JOMC 100 first-year experience. Several of them are here with us this morning, including Emma Baumgart, Danny Berg, Megan Braun, Michaela Kuda, Lily Doman, Madeline Fox, Ellie Fulcher, Natalie Gonzalez, Emma Izzo, Jalen Kroger, Marissa Lindeman, Max Meyer, Sam Muggenberg, Caitlin Rodenbiker, Sammy Smith, Jody Soptic, and Maddie Wells. Next is the Chloe and Emil Reitzel Fund, criteria being a CoJMC major from a Nebraska high school. The recipients are Addie Bickford, Kristen Collins, Brady Cornelius, Danica Galvin, Hayden Hauga, Emma Izzo, Kennedy Lawrence, Grace Ridgely, Anthony Rubrick, and Chase Wells and Maddie Wells. The Lester A. Walker Print Media Journalism Scholarship, criteria any CoJMC major with academic achievement, a permanent resident of the Fremont, Nebraska media market. We have some recipients of that award with us this morning, or that scholarship. They are Melissa Kuhl, Michaela Kuda, Leanne Kruger, Lucy Mendez, Megan O'Brien, Braden Selk, and Evie Storjohn. Next this morning, I'd like to welcome Larry Lutz to come up to the podium. Larry grew up in Lincoln, attended Lincoln Northeast High School before enrolling in the College of Journalism here at the university. During his time at UNL, Larry's passion for writing and investigative reporting grew. The J School newsroom is also where he first met his late wife, Sandra Moore. Both Sandra and Larry received their Bachelor of Journalism degrees, graduating in 1977. The couple married in 1979, and each had shared successful careers in newspapers and magazines in Kansas City, Memphis, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Larry retired as the managing editor of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram in 2009. The same year, he and Sandy established the Sandy and Larry Lutz Reporting Scholarship. This scholarship has been awarded to over 20 students since its establishment. It helps support students who have the same passion for reporting, the foundation of good journalism. It celebrates Sandy's legacy along with Larry's passion for higher education. Larry and his wife, Jenny, live in Northern California. They're avid travelers over the entire globe, but Larry was able to be with us this morning to talk about his passion for the college and for continuing to support it. Please welcome Larry Lutz.
Good morning. First, I'd like to say thank you to Dean Vail, the faculty, the staff, the lecturers, and everyone, both for the work you do every day and for this really great event. And I'd like to thank the foundation and my good friend Joanna over here. When we set up this scholarship, I don't think we ever imagined the satisfaction, the reward, and the just the privilege that it has become. So thank you all for being here. I don't think when I was in school I would have made a Saturday morning brunch, so I respect all of you who did make it today. I'd like to talk just briefly about why we wanted to establish this scholarship and what our thinking was at the time. and I have some very brief notes, but you editors can help me shorten it if I go too long. When we graduated from the university, we really felt that we were in the right place to start a career. We were passionate about journalism. We were both news ed majors, and I tell people, we were ready to take on the world, and we knew everything. And it took about 5 years to realize how little we knew, but how well prepared we were. And we were absolutely well prepared for very satisfying and great careers. As our careers went on, so many times we reflected on the great leadership, the great instruction, the great friendships, the fellowship that we made in the school. I was saying to some folks over here that I wasn't a journalism major when I started, but I was a Watergate baby, and I realized that there was something you could do with writing besides the great American novel or teach, and that's when the spark was lit. I went to the journalism school, and I found out that you are my people, and it was a great place to be, and I've never regretted that. As our careers went on, we realized how critical to our success reporting was. It was the foundation of everything we did. It was the thing that made it work. It was the thing that made us better. And as I later in my career, when I became an editor, one of the things that I said so many times that they would just go like this, good writing can't cover up bad reporting. Good reporting is really the foundation of everything each of you do, whether it's visually, graphically, with words, with the combination of things. And so I really encourage you to pursue that. That was the point in our lives when we finally had an opportunity to pay back a little bit of the gift that we were given, and that's just fundamentally, that's why we established that scholarship. And it is so gratifying to know that 20 students, more than 20 students, have benefited from the good fortune that we had. And I hope that every one of them and all of those who are here today that got that scholarship have great, rewarding, satisfying careers. Journalism isn't always easy, and it's not always, goes well, but it's always a lot of fun. I admire you, and I just say that we're counting on you, so please keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Next, we'd like to have you hear from the Sandy and Larry Lutz Reporting Scholarship recipient. That is Raina Pitlick. Raina is a junior advertising and journalism double major from here in Lincoln. She'll share how receiving the scholarship has impacted her college experience. Please join us in welcoming Raina Pitlick.
Good morning to my peers and our honored guests. I'm beyond grateful to be here this morning to speak as a recipient of our gracious donors. I would like to first thank Larry Lutz for this generous scholarship donation. Receiving this scholarship has driven me further to continue my hard work as a Nebraskan reporter. Having grown up here in Nebraska, I've always been captivated by the stories of this community, and I dream of continuing to share Nebraska's voices and stories. As I have taken courses here in the college, I have had the experience of understanding the importance of news reporting and how sharing stories can bring a community together. Reporting requires necessary skills of accurate and captive storytelling, which we all learn here in the college. And I believe that making an impact by sharing the stories within and beyond our communities is a great accomplishment, which requires lots of dedication and discipline. This generous scholarship has assisted my dedication of reporting accurate and ethical stories by easing the financial strain of my academic career as I enhance my journalism skills. This scholarship has also assisted my life within and outside of the classroom, allowing me to continue to focus on my professional dreams. Not only have I been able to direct my focus on my academics, but receiving this scholarship has affirmed that this is the profession I want to pursue. Once again, I'd like to give a gracious thank you to all our donors for their support and believing in our dedication. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here today. You don't have to run out from this moment. I'd love for you to stick around, chat a little bit more, get to know each other. Just truly appreciate having you all here. To our students, congratulations. I mean, think of the future students who you can impact as well because of this opportunity. So thank you to our students. Thank you to our incredible donors. We'd like to stay up here, take some more pictures, engage, enjoy each other, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you. Hold up, one more thing. Also go through and decide who gets the scholarships. It's an incredible amount of work, and they were making changes to the slideshow up till last night, right? It's flu season, so we've had people dropping like flies, and they've had to pivot and make changes right up until this morning. So thank you to all of you for your incredible work on this event as well.